Hi, everybody. This is Joanna. Thank you so much for tuning in. And today we are going to do a breakthrough series. We're going to go far and wide and deep, and we're going to allow ourselves to transcend the patterns of what we've created through belief systems of who we are, what we exist within, and what exists within us. And we're going to redefine and rewrite many eons of history that have been steeped in the limitations through fear and through the limiting programs. So this might be a 2 or 3 part series. So please, there's going to be many multidimensional energies that are blessed within these offerings, being the conduit, the vessel, and the instrument of the holy divine creators of all that I am, blessing these informations through in the higher wisdoms, through the teach, learning, and the law of one. And this is the initiation day. This is the new beginning day as we're entering into the fall equinox, and the blessed divine creators assisting me in bringing forward this initiation and the very rebirth of higher vibrational learning. And so we're so happy to have the highest holy creators from all dimensions, all timelines, so many beings that are with us right now to bring forward these beautiful, exciting new energies. So we're really excited. This may be a 2 or 3 part series, so please, again, go back and listen to it a few different times, because you will be activated. Codes and information and wisdoms will be brought to you as you need them. You will always receive the highest and the best in which you receive it, in which you need it, in which you desire it, for your expansiveness and your growth into who you are and the remembrance of your perfect holiness. We say holiness outside of dogma. We say holiness is your highest sovereign essence of who you are as the Christic being, through the water bodies, the chakras, all that we are as a multidimensional being of the highest Christ consciousness, which is our multidimensional allness, omni-presence as source creator. So we're so happy to bring this forward. So get ready, here we go. From our earliest teachings and our sacred templates, we've always, often in many sacred teachings, we've heard about the sacred tree of life. The sacred tree of life, in each and every one of our soul's journey, we're allowing ourselves to co-create that foundation. Each and every one of us have come here with a soul's blueprint, within the divine plan, the highest holy creator's plan, to be a part of that new foundational building. We are each seeds of the holy creator, the micro-macro experience. For each of our souls to express, explore, and experience all that we are as that sacred seed of expansive growth and evolution. As we allow ourselves to press out and be this infinite blessing and wisdom of the holy creators, the Holy Mother and the Holy Father brought forward in balance, harmony, we allow ourselves to create those higher threaded vibrational templates and the foundations of who we are as creators. The foundations of what we are building right now for this 5th dimensional template is the restructuring, the reorganizing, the rewriting, the seeding of that new tree of life, that new foundation, the kingdom of love, the kingdom of the heavens that we are creating, we are anchoring to earth. And this anchoring to earth of all that we are through this tree of life is allowing all of our lineage, all of our ancestry, all of our divine and beauty, the essence of who we are as the creators, bringing forward that new light. Through all that we transform and transcend through, remember we've often offered as we're releasing what no longer serves and stepping into this new now moment, we get to redefine, rewrite, and recreate that tree of life, which is so very important to long-term sustenance, to long-term health and wellness, to long-term abundance in all things for all people, all winning, all being valued, all being inspired to live as their highest and their best sovereign creative experience, expression, and exploration. Which is what within our innate soul's experience we all truly want. Those are our common threads, so that we all live the life of safety and love and harmony and peace within ourselves. All other expressions are just parts of that, the cherry on top, if you will. We all desire to feel like we belong, that we all feel safe in our environment, that we all feel loved, and we all feel that we're able to express ourselves wholly and creatively and be accepted within it. And so all of that relates back to that self-love and self-worthiness of who we are as source, what we exist within, and what truly exists within us. Because all of those 3 dynamics that we've talked about for years and years and years, expression, exploration, and experience, helps us create that new reality. But it is the foundation of the tree of life that we are all manifesting. Now, the tree of life in many sacred and ancient texts, that movement of that tree of life is the various movements of the soul that the soul must move through to remember the essence of its oneness as source, its remembrance as source. And why each soul comes here with the various lessons and blessings and gifts to transcend as we navigate through this beautiful infinity of our soul's growth experience. It's all experience. um, the soul in and of itself wants to experience that feeling and that remembrance of source creator, the return to oneness, the return to wholeness. In doing so, the soul allows itself to move through those lessons of where you're not to where you want to be in that movement, knowing that the juxtaposition of that, the duality, the polarity, the resonance of how to find that is to be within all moments of now, that you can create that where you want to be moment. The soul's experience desires its allness, its oneness with source. It will always desire and seek it innately. However out of balance it will be those experiences that it creates in its not knowing and its forgetfulness. And we see those very drastic and dramatic experiences of that, why we all come to play together in these games, so that we can have those experiences shown to us and we get to choose what roles we want to play within it. It's always a choice of experience. What experience do I choose, and how I can lay my foundations and my new seeds so that I'm truly anchoring in greater vibrational experiences, so that I move about this tree of life, ever winding up into what we know to be the mansions and the many heavens. All primarily through our soul's innate understanding that as we reach and we seek into our oneness with source creator, that oneness of allness, of love, of purity, of innocence, our exploration and our innate remembrance of our ultimate belonging in all life, all realms, all planets, all that we are, is that ever threading up that tree of life through our soul's desire to experience those many lessons that we have gained and learned and moved through all other timelines, all in this now moment. Because remember, it's all now. And the more awake and aware we are, will allow us to choose from a higher conscious, higher state of awareness, so that we get to choose that next experience that our soul wants to thread with. We say next, but again, it's all now. And so this tree of life, if you will, that we are building as a beautiful collective, we get to choose within our now moment to be our highest, our purest, our most profound essence of balance in this threading and anchoring and seeding of our own each unique tree of life. We each get to choose what our tree of life means to us, how we thread it as a collective story in belonging, in oneness, in sacredness, in honoring, in respect, in diversity. That's what the collective tree of life will look like. Why all right now is being dismantled, that is not that. All that is not one is being dismantled, so that we can each look within and say, what are my values? What are my truths? So that I can start seeding and find my way within this new collective 5D tree of life. This tree of life will be fed from the highest of the heavens, everything that we need, so that each of us are nurtured in this beautiful tree of illumination, if you will. And again, how each soul's thread itself through there, innately done through the higher self and the soul, that you'll be following your highest and your best path always. If you're not allowing yourself to listen and be in one with your intuition, that divine feminine experience, then it will be that path of banking and bonking back and forth until you figure it out through various soulful lessons that will be challenging and traumatic at some point. Then until you wake up and say, okay, what's really going on, and how can I create that experience I really want to experience? Because the ego will not get you there. And we all know that, you know, it's not new. That's what we're all recreating and seeding, these new templates of love. It is through love. It is through the consciousness of love. Consciousness, all that is, source creative, the omni-presence, is consciousness, is love. There is a song, there is a harmonic within it. How we seed that is how we're co-creating these fifth dimensional templates of this new collective tree of life that will stand the test of time, that will be these pillars of light, that will be these anchors of light, that will be these systems of light. And these systems of light will be thread within all that we are creating the foundations to be. The light within all foundations, the light within all systems, the light within all families, the light within our oneness and our belonging and our homecoming as source creator. And it is the symbolic meaning and the essence and why we've had it since the beginning of time through that tree of life. That tree of life has always been our antenna to the heavens. How we seed it, how we nurture it, how we water it, how we honor it, how we respect it, how we celebrate around it. We could go into a million different euphemisms and symbologies of our oneness within all life, the multidimensionality of a tree. It's not the physical essence that we see outside. It's far more than that. It has a multidimensional embodiment. It has a multidimensional personality. It has a multidimensional purpose. It has a multidimensional soul and essence that also has fields and beings that are working within it as above, so below, within and without. Everything is that multidimensional expression of who we are as the seeds of source, creating new templates for that community of oneness, for that community and law of one, that wind up for our expansion to these new beginnings that we ever furl out, all these new branches, all these new leaves, and these new flowers, and these new fruit. That is the expansion, the expression through what we know to be, because we live on a planet with nature experience and threading in our oneness with nature, our oneness with Gaia, our oneness with source and creator, that all things are one. We are threaded within it. How may each and every one of us, through our own unique individual soul story, come to a grander perspective of, through all timelines, through all experiences, through all bodies, what are my true values of who I am right now? Where am I now? And what is it that I want to experience? Through my awakening process, I get to choose, well, these are my new values. I want to be a part of these great foundations of love and truth and oneness and belonging. I want to spread out and I want to explore vast planets in our future co-creations, our future timelines. I want to be in light ships and I want to bring wisdoms to earth, and I want whatever it is that your soul's experiential excitement is, start threading those into how you're seeding your tree of life. Because it's within the collective tree of life and why you're feeling those excitements. There's no accident why you're feeling the excitements, the desires, the rethreading of your oneness with source, your soul with source, and why you have those activations, why you have those DNA activations, why you want to rebalance your bodies and your fields, so that you can, as a soul, your soul is guiding you, your higher self is guiding you. This is why you want that. That's why you feel that excitement. Because you're a part of those seedings, of those beautiful seeds and those threads that begin to start creating those roots of that collective family tree in that fifth dimension. And why you're here clearing and cleansing and releasing those old world experiences, so that you can say, what do I want to experience now? I'm done with the limitations. I'm done with the fear and the control and the greed and the dogma and all of those things that I thought I was defined by. For I get to choose my experience. I choose pure belonging. I choose my pure innocence with source. I choose to know that all will be provided as I choose to explore my soul's essence, my soul's creativity, my soul's joy to be me, my soul's love to be me, my soul's honor to be me. And those are the seeds that go into that foundational, that the beautiful blessing and the creation of who we are as that beautiful family tree, where all that we've been through goes to create these pure seeds of light, these pure seeds of love and nourishment and belonging and oneness, from the heavens as above, so below. As within, so without. We're creating our reality from all that we are within. Have we refined and purified through all of the experiences that we're going through, because that's the everyday minutia, is how can I refine my pure essence of what I want to experience? I want to experience pure joy, pure love. How can I refine that? How can I clear out my chakras and clear out those old thought forms, those old belief patterns and behaviors, so that I'm refining the purity of love that I truly want to experience? That belonging of me, the home of who I am. That's an experience. It's a pure, refined experience, and what we're all here to remember, our oneness back to source in our own unique and individual, diverse, dynamic ways. It's our resonance of belonging. It's our resonance of joy and happiness, and I am you and you are me, and these are the seeds we're sowing with one another. Why we attract one another, why we send out those vibrations of excitement on what we want to create. If it's hidden and muddled and veiled in outdated belief systems, or repression, or subservience to others' beliefs, societal beliefs, and we're being stuck in those old cycles of what others want us to believe and what we are fed, and what however we call news, we get to choose our experience. And so what the creators were showing me the other day is that regardless of what is being shown and what you see from your physical eyes, it's a representation of your inner world, the inner universe. I want to create these beautiful worlds of joy and illumination and expression. Connect with that feeling of resonance first. You are your universe. You are the omni-presence. You create not only the seedlings to this beautiful collective divine one sacred family tree of our sacred family tree, our collective oneness. We each seeded, we each created. And in that, how can you feel into those sacred resonances of your remembrance with source, your remembrance of who you are as a dynamic, omnipresent, universal being? It's your belonging. You get to create it. No one can do it for you, and no one can take you there. It's your inner seeking and returning to center and saying, I have the universe within me to create with. I'm creating with energy. I'm creating with my universal presence, my universal omnipresence. How may I release what was in every way, thoughts, words, belief systems, doesn't matter the experiences, release it, forgive it, let it go. Return to center and feel into this experience that you choose to co-create from your deepest, purest, refined seedling of belonging, your seedling of what that 5D reality will look for you and feel like for you and become for you and co-create. It's a fluid movement of organic entanglement. If you so choose. It's always about your feeling and resonance and what you're allowing source to live through you. You're now creating from that universal energy experience. If it's muddled within egoic energies and ideas and notions, then it's always been a limited experience. And you'll know that and you'll experience that in your co-creations, because the mind and ego can only take you so far. When you're in that balanced, harmonized experience of being one with Source, being one with the Holy Mother and the Holy Father, you're allowing this beautiful experience of your co-creative oneness and your intention of love, your intention of beauty, your intention to be you fully as light. And be and co-create in that beautiful, loving, energetic experience, then that is your seedlings and your energies with that tree of life that is from the heavens, the divine mind, the holy fathers and mothers and the creators in the heavens and the ascended masters and angels are fed the codes and the informations and the wisdoms and the love, the eternal infinite love from within, from without. Love is all things, love is all energies in the systems of the fields of the all. We create the beauty and the elegance and the sustainment and all that we are. In that harmonization entanglement with. So it's a matching of the vibration. And again, can only be done from within. You know, it's that inside job, you know, and getting real with yourself. You know, what are your motives? Is it egoic or is it from that heart and soul? And it's okay because everybody has to move through those differences to know what they are. But the more that you drop within and remember that every soul is here to experience the remembrance and that return back to oneness. At every level, at every thread, at every vibration, every planet. They choose what they do so that their souls can have that growth of where they are now and where they really want to be. And you move through those minutiae experiences to know that, okay, I'm a creator of everything. I'm creating everything in my reality. Whether everything is a challenge or whether everything is a miracle, I get to create it. And it's all about your perspective, your alignment with your truth, knowing that you are one with Source, you are one with the universe, you're creating it all. So what do you need to alter and shift to be that experience? And it doesn't come from anybody. It doesn't come from anything. It comes from you and Source within. To clear away the densities and the programs and the limitations and return to that loving essence of Source, that loving essence of who you are as love, pure love. That remembrance of pure love, that you are the seed of that tree. You are the seed of those foundations, and it will be strong. It will stand the test of time. And it will not be brought down by egoic energies of control and who has more and who has less. And that's why all of our other systems and timelines have taught us many of those great lessons of destruction and devalue. When you are pure in your center with Source, then you understand the resonance and the vibration of what Source is. That's why you understand the vibration of truth. You understand the vibration of love, of joy, of manipulation. You understand those vibrations because those will show you that doesn't feel right. And your bodies and your energy fields and your sensings will tell you that and show you that. Part of those lessons is so that you're stepping back into your truth and you're stepping back into your sovereign power to say, I get that doesn't feel right. And I get to choose something different. I get to choose my experience. I get to choose my seeds. I get to choose my tree. I get to choose where I nourish my energy and how my energy gets nourished. Because that tree will feed you, as many of the prophets had said. A tree that bears good fruit is the honoring and the sustenance of what's gone into it. Is your tree bearing good fruit? And what all of us have moved through this past, the energies from our collective, you know, have we bared the fruit and are our homes sacred? Are our homes safe? Are our families safe? Are our children safe? What are we preparing for our children? What seeds are we planting for our children? What foundations are we planting for our children? It's all, this experience has all made us go within and question, what are my seeds that I'm planting? And is it from that space of Source oneness? Is it from that space of authenticity and that rebirth of who I am as a companion with Source, oneness, love, joy? Or is it from something different? And it's okay, everybody will have that something different because that's their soul's journey to sort out. There is no right or wrong. It's about what your soul is ready to wake up to and what experience do you want to choose. It's all about your experience. And that's what the creators were showing me the other night, that those experiences of suffering and pain have brought you to that center point of remembrance that you are one with source, and you can choose in any moment to be that suffering, be limited and temporary, because there is only love. There is only oneness, the law of one. Our experiences to remember that have been through all time very great and tragic and diverse, because it will thread us like the elastic. Whatever we create on this end of the scale, on this 3D end of the scale, will propel us even farther out to that expansive evolution. Why each and every one of us are here as powerful creators. We knew that. Our souls are powerful, our souls are strong, and it will thread us back into something sacred, something that will stand the test of time, that we will act as live as one. We will honor and respect our diversity. We will allow all others their sovereign right to explore who they are in the expression of their oneness with source. And it's that journey that each allows us to get there and thread ourselves there. That's the vibrational minutia. Through your awareness, though, if you're not aware, then your vibrational minutia will just keep threading you on those experiences, because you're not allowing your divine sovereignty to choose a new experience, because those belief patterns are limiting you. And so the second part of our offering today will be the healing of those mental limitations, releasing the mental limitations, releasing the mental beliefs that think that I've got to keep cycling in these experiences that don't allow me to seed something new. I want to be a part of this 5D sacred family tree that is from the heavens, from below, and we're helping Gaia move into this beautiful cosmic sacred tree. Remember, it's all micro macro from the seed. And so for me, what it is, for me, one of my greatest life lessons and my soul's lessons is that family belonging. Where is home? What does home mean? That homecoming in this frequency that we're offering today is to sit at a soul level with all of your heavens and with all the mother and the father. And how do you envision your cosmic family tree? How do you envision your earthly family tree? How do you envision your family tree, who you are with source? You are an infinite being, an infinite soul that has infinite seeds, and you anchor yourself into this new experience that you choose to explore for yourself. Doesn't matter what it is. Bliss, ecstasy, soulful abundance, soul tribe. What are those experiences that your soul is excited to explore? Those are those seeds that you're co-creating, that vibrational tree of life that is threaded with source, that will sustain the test of time, that is authentic, that is organic, that is beautiful, that is one in its offering to all others. There are no veils, there are no misconceptions, there are no mistruths, there are no manipulations. It's your truth, your soul's truth of love. And in that, what does that homecoming mean to you? Because many of us have known, and everybody on this planet has the DNA origins, has the lineage origins, has the Akash origins, has the earthly lineage and experiences that are from all other places. This is the most diverse planet in our galaxy. We come with DNA, we come with experiences from all other planets, from all over creation. What we are doing now and what we are breaking the ground with, there's many symbolisms in our offerings today. We're breaking the ground to know that our diversity is our oneness, that our belonging in love is our oneness. And we are each here to be those mavericks that thread planet Earth and all of our, the sacredness of all that we are on this family of light. We're pressing out into these new cosmic experiences, these cosmic lineage templates, to say we are a one universal cosmic family. We are one. The children, the planets, all of our celestial teams and all of our celestial family, we are one, and we're threading these cosmic seeds of love and benevolence and greatness and joy and sacredness, and the heavens in our remembrance is our homecoming. We're remembering that we are one with source. We are remembering that we're one with the Holy Mother, the Holy Father. The Great Mother lives through us. We are sacred children. We are sacred beings of co-creation. We are seeding these beautiful templates so that other generations and future generations of diversity feel belonging here, no matter where you come from, because this is creation. As we enter into the fifth dimension, we're going to be able to move and about and move cosmically all over the universe in utter balance of who we are. That's why we're creating these balanced systems, why we have to move through the healing. We would feel very, we would allow ourselves to create mishaps if we are not balanced in who we are as source, moving about the galaxy, and why things have happened and occurred the way that they have. It's all source, but to create the longevity of love, the longevity of balance, of releasing all suffering, is so that we remember our oneness as source, and we allow the sustenance and the long-term rebirth of diversity to continue. is that we remember it within ourselves first. We are home within ourselves. Accepting your diversity in all the roles that you played and choosing from a new now moment. What do I want to experience with Source? My vastness, my oneness with Source, with love, with my community, with the beautiful earth that supplies us with so much, a beautiful planet that supplies us with the diversity for us to reflect within. The vibrations of her reflections on our diversity is profound. We can choose to tap into it and entangle with that vibration of oneness and live with our ancestors from all dimensions, all timelines, and build this new tree of life that is all timelines, all realms, all facets of who we are. The homecoming begins within us. What does home mean to you? How can we create this from a new now moment of awareness, of experience, of heartfelt opening? Our oneness with Mother, Father, our oneness with our soul and our higher self. How can I come home to myself? That no matter where I go, no matter what is around me, no matter where I am as a star seed, as a cosmic seed, as an angel, as an earth angel, doesn't matter what we term and define it. The ability for our oneness with Source, our remembrance with Source, is our homecoming, which we've through our experiences and the lessons and the games, if you will, the vibrational cosmic universal games, has been through separation. That's why we've never felt at home. That's why it's been the games of winning and losing and controlling others and controlling boundaries and wars over countries and all that stuff. That home, if each and every one of us felt at home within, that oneness with Source, I'm constantly belonging, I'm constantly living as this essence and with my family. I feel the essence of my calling in my beautiful, my ancestors that live with me. Every decision is made with them. My decisions are made for the greater good. I'm calling in my light. I'm using my light. I'm using my wisdoms and my intelligence from my oneness with Source. Your decisions are made from a totally different place than ego and mind. And you're feeling at home because you understand that your choices, your experiences affect everyone. Are your choices being made from the ego experience? Again, there's no judgment, but you can feel when it doesn't feel good. When you've made decisions and choices from a place that has been, self-serving. And it usually reflects it back to you because your soul is saying, are you going to learn from this? Or are you going to continue to self-serve in a way that harms and hurts others in some way? And it's living from that state. And we say self-serving because there's various understandings of self-serving. When one is living from a soul-spirited space and living in that authenticity and learn and exploring, expressing, and experiencing themselves from their highest guidance, to others it could seem self-serving. Self-serving means that you're honoring your soul's journey to expand and express, and it will always be threaded with the greater good because you know that what you're offering will serve others and honor others and be in reflection and stories of oneness and expansiveness for others to see and reflect upon for themselves to expand and explore. We say self-serving in the 3D vibrational experience as wanting what you want because you want it. That is ego. That's self-serving. And it usually only serves you, or those that you're wanting to entangle with in those experiences. It's that self-serving collective experience. And that's okay. There's no judgment. But that's how you know whether what you're doing has its greater purpose within the whole, the divine mind, the higher self, the soul's plan, the oversoul, where you're being fed from the collective of the highest light programs. You're meant to do this because it will press out this way. It will allow others to see this in this way. It will allow your vibrations to do this in this way. That will serve the greater good beyond what you can imagine. Not only this planet, but all other planets that you're entangled with. And why it's so important to live from this space of your inner seed, your inner home. You are home with Source. You will always be fed safety. You will always be fed that nurturance. You will always be fed that wisdom and intelligence. You will always have that soft place to fall. For me, that's just what home means. That soft place to fall where you will always be nurtured. You will always be empowered. You will always be supported. And why we reflect that of not feeling like we belong. Part of our soul's experience as star seeds, as empaths, as crystals, is to travel throughout the multiverse and anchor light and create light and spark light programs and spark this and spark that, the initiatory stage. But oftentimes that means that it's a very singular experience, you and Source, you and the planet, you and the creators, until your tribe come and gather with you. Because oftentimes that's, at a soul level, that's your role. You're here to ignite light, and off you go. Light, night, off you go. And it's always that kind of transient experience of light that you're moving and constantly creating with source. But what we're doing now, many star seeds, is we understand the beauty and the diversity of our the experience of this sacred planet of light, the diversity and the elegance and the beauty and the light that we hold, the rainbow colors, if you will, the 13th tribe that I've talked about in many of my radio shows for many years now, that we are threading and weaving the diversity of something new. What we are doing now at a soul level, the empaths, the crystal children, is we're anchoring and we're threading sacred seed to these new diverse galactic, global, planetary, cosmic, universal trees of life through the homecoming and the belonging that we are always at home, that we are all always within Source Creator. Because the physical reality is an illusion, if you will. We're creating these beautiful experiences of who we are as spirit through essence, through all that we are, bringing all that we are as soul, living as the soul, being empowered as the soul, and we're threading in something new and tangible at the physical level. But we are always at home from within, and it's our perspective, our knowingness, our love, our embodiment of who we are as love, source, our oneness within all, because we are source. We are balanced mother, we are balanced father, and we create that home within who we are. We are safe, we are embodied, we are love, we are the seeds, we are the trunk, we are the fruit. We are all that we bear. From within we bear good fruit. From within we bear good fruit. From within we bear great branches through which your legacy will be further growing and reaching out and branching out and ascending and reaching up for your highest self. Anchoring down into the grids of Gaia. We are sacred seed. And so I really wanted to pose this to rewrite what we understand and know about what does home mean to us, and how can we rewrite and rebuild and recreate it at the collective level within ourselves first. Obviously, it always is micro, macro. What is the essence and what is the vibration of what home means to you? And how can that vibration of home that we're all being given, and why we've had these timeouts, if you will, those reset moments, how can we find within ourselves that inner searching, that inner seeking, deeper, wider, richer embodiments of who we are with source, that sacred seedling, that sacred oneness, so that we can navigate in a way that is experiential at a soulful level, releasing the limitations of the mind. And that will be our next video, is healing the limitations of the ego mind, so that we absolutely begin living from this full belly space, this full heart space of our oneness with source, that we are co-creating in a way that is mindful and soulful and harmonized through the oneness and that home body of who we are as a cosmic, universal, omnipresent being. When we live from this home space, we create the seeds of our sacred tree of life. This tree of life is the symbology of our home with source. It's the return of our oneness. It's the return of our sacredness. It's the return of our belonging with all aspects of creation, so that we are sent those codes, we are sent those informations, that we always have that eternal love within us that seeds out and presses out. And why we've had the beautiful symbologies of who we are to say, I'm done with those lessons. I'm done with the limitations. I live as a soul, and I'm ever seeding my way in new. I'm ever homecoming to myself in new ways, and my home is ever pressing out. I'm a diverse home. I belong. I'm initiating myself in every moment through the higher learnings of who I am. I'm embodied mother, father. I am the seed of the Holy Christ, the holiest essence of who I am at that sacred geometry level, and I'm activating my DNA. I'm harmonizing my divine mind. I'm harmonizing my bodies. I'm harmonizing every cell in my body. Home is within, and I will make it beautiful, and I will make it kind, and I will make it loving. I will make it accepting and honoring, through which those vibrations of what you know your home to be, what you desire your home to be, what experiences you desire to feel in your home, will be how you nurture who you are, how you value who you are, how you water and replenish who you are, how you make sure that the soil is rich and deep so that you're honored, and those around you will nurture your soils, will nurture your roots. And that's how we become this beautiful, diverse, beautiful, sparkling planet, because each of us honors the home of who we are within. Many euphemisms, many symbologies that allow us to grow and spread out and reach out through the nurturance of who we are, valuing the energy, valuing and discerning, what do I want around me to nurture me? Do I want really creative, excited people? Do I need a more quiet, soulful environment where I can connect with nature? What does that home feel like to you? How can you return to that sacred space with source? Source, design a life and a beautiful experience that's perfect for me, so that I can be honoring with my gifts. I can allow my gifts to explore and express and expand out with you. Allow me to be nurtured by those that love me and honor me and empower me as I them. Those are the nutrients that go into my soul. Those are those beautiful new seeds that no matter what, I can always come home and I can say, wow, I really learned through that. I'm allowing myself to nurture myself and expand, and I'm releasing all those limitations and those lack of self and the worries and the doubts and the fears, because I know now that I'm an infinite seed of creation, and I can call in those nutrients. I can call in those envisions of experience. I'm done with the experience of limitation. I'm done with the experience of lack and not belonging. Every moment I can choose to belong. Every moment I can choose to say, you know what? I will feel the fear and I will do it anyways, because this is who I am. I will press out and I will press out and I will press out, because I have that within me to seed and make new, seed and make new. And it comes from here. The tree of life is what we are all collectively building from who we are within, and how we ask ourselves those beautiful honoring questions for no other reason than to feel beautiful and soulful and at home with who you are. You know, we've all seen the masters. You know, they were at home with themselves, no matter what was going on around them. Within a second, their temple, their sanctuary, their knowingness, their innate oneness with Mother, Father, their wisdoms there. They pulled those wisdoms from within that stability, that anchoring, that rootedness of who they are with Source. They're always at home. And why they're still with us at home? Because they exist within us. It's only our resistance to our wholeness, to our homecoming, to our seed of perfection, if you will. We say perfection outside of what has always been meant and defined and described in dictionaries and platforms. Perfection of what we know to be the Holy Christ. Perfection to what we know to be our perfection of omni-presence. Because many words have many uses, and vibrations hold themselves within everybody's unique story. And why we say what we say and offer the vibrational stories that we do, because they mean our allness, they mean our vastness, they mean our perfection with Source. And it's all, at every moment, it's perfect and it's real. If you're living from the soul space to be your highest and to be your best, to live your highest, to live your best, to be your most joyful, to be your most sacred, to live your most excitement. Those are your soulful seeds of expression. And they go within that beautiful, honoring collective tree where each and every one of us are honored. Each and every one of us are valued. Each and every one of us are equal. We are equal in this tree. We each have potentiality. We each have nurturance. We each have our own expression to come and seed with all others. And to be valued within it, that beautiful seed of the home of earth. We are creating a new home of earth. As within, so without, as above, so below, and we are it. The feeling, the vibration that we're co-creating is that universal energy from within. We seed the beauty of earth, the magnificence of earth, the diversity of earth. We allow and we honor and we accept and we respect, and we honor and we allow and we respect and we accept. We are honoring all that we are as a new earth, as a new home from within, as so without, and why we go through the lessons that we do, so that we can stop and redefine and refine who we are at a vibrational level. What does home mean to me? I am always home. This is what home feels like to me. This is how I can create the home of 5 Deer. I want to bring Gaia to this place. These are my expressions. I know that I have these expressions for a reason. It's pure and it's true, and we're returning home every time that we do that. And we get to feel that every moment. We just softly breathe and we say, we're going to bring Gaia home. It's going to be beautiful. It's going to be magnificent. It's going to be a soft and beautiful and elegant celebration. And every moment, each and every one of us have the opportunity to bring home, through the honoring and the loving of our own sacred tree, of what our foundations want to look like and be like and feel like for future generations of diversity as we expand out into the allness. It's so beautiful. It's so amazing. And it's a subtle, elegant tapestry, make no mistake about it. And why our fields are opening up, our bodies are opening up, we're releasing what no longer serves, because we're understanding that there is so much life, there is so much Source within all things, and that's how we're co-creating. We're co-creating as the universal energy of Source. There's subtleties everywhere, and why it's essential that we release, let go of all judgment and separation and dissension, because otherwise you're just creating on those subtle levels, and you must step outside of it to create something new through your vibrational feelings. I choose to feel this now, I'm creating here. And why our second video will be about healing the mental body is because that mental body just keeps those old programs running, and you keep co-creating in those experiences of limitation. That seed of life is knowing that you are infinitely seeding new. I infinitely seed new experiences. I infinitely feed new light. I infinitely feed new experiences of my oneness, of my belonging. Because you belong everywhere. You're part of the all. You have seeds within you that are linked and connected to the all. You have infinite families of light that are linking with you and threading with you. It's an infinite, elegant, and beautiful, subtle weaving and tapestry. How you know and you discern is you're in your continuous inner refinement with your truth with source. And all of those experiences allow you to create that ever return to home and allness. And it's a refinement. Where am I now? What do I want to experience? What am I now? What do I want to experience? And that is this ever present now moment. If you're present within your truth, present within your authenticity, present within your essence, the vibration you want to experience, the vibration I want to experience is belonging. I belong here. I'm a vast angelic being. I am a cosmic seed. I am an earth being. I love Gaia. I'm connected with the all. I belong here. And you belong within yourself because you're harmonizing that mother-father aspect with you. Otherwise, you wouldn't be here. But many of us have gone through all of those resistant energies because we don't understand we're now moving into this 5D rebirth. That 5D rebirth at a soul level is knowing that you belong. We're creating home now. We're creating new earth now. We're creating the seeds of our divine and beautiful family tree from the heavens, from below. Through us, we are the seeds. Through us, we belong. Through us, we are the tree. Through us, we are the new love. Through us, we are the new 5D earth. The sacred seed. We are the sacred seed of light. Bring forward all that we are in this now moment. We have so much wisdom and so much gifts to thread our light within all systems so that it has staying power, so that we will not return to those dense limited cycles that allow others to be left out of their wholeness through those ego programs. And it's up to each person to walk that path. So as they're whole within themselves, they will be whole within the whole. But if there's any aspects of I'm winning and losing, you're getting this, you're getting that, and there's those egoic games of winning and losing and fighting battles and all that kind of stuff, then there's more soul work to be done. Right? And it's okay. There's no judgment. It's not a race. Everybody will have their soul path. Releasing and understanding the mental body on those limitations that keep you from that ever pressing out of experience of love and oneness and returning home. The returning home is just a euphemism of your oneness with source. The tree of life is the symbology of your always belonging, no matter where you are, and what you're threading through experience, what you're threading through your soul's oneness with source. If we thread our oneness as the masters had taught us, that the flower and the tree does not ask and know what it does. It just is that oneness, presence, pure essence with source. It provides its absolute purpose in every way by flourishing and blooming and expressing itself fully as it is. It's perfect. It knows itself as perfect. The returnness of itself as oneness. It's mind-boggling. Threading all these different dimensions and energies into one. And it's a sophistication of energy with source. You're allowing yourself to be refined and sophisticated within these knowings of higher soulful 5D rebirth. How may you rebirth the seed essence of who you are? What does that feel like for you? What does that mean for you at a soul level? Because if it's at that soul level, you absolutely will feel and sense your way into the collective thing. The collective honoring will come secondary to your soul's initial essence of who you are as a sophistication of source. When you're going in and asking and honoring yourself and allowing yourself to feel into the rebirth, feel into the seeding, to feel into the nourishing of your own soils, the nourishing of your own branches and your own trunk and your own leaves and the fruit that you bear, it will automatically serve the essence of the collective and releasing all of those outdated light worker systems of what you thought you had to do and putting boxes and beliefs on them and titles on them. And just living as the soul of who you are to seed new ground of fifth dimensional allness, because those are still coming with limitations. That's why we're going to have a second video about the mental body and limitations and how you can heal that. Because anything that we put a limitation on is not living from that essence of source. And it takes great mastery and practice to do that. Because each of us are still living from those psyche wounds. Expectations of others, expectations of ourselves, expectations of society. You put an expectation on anything and it's limitation. That's why we've created the psyche wounds, and putting expectations on relationships, expectations on others, expectations on yourself in any one way, in any one role, in any one experience. You're limiting. And why to live from that soul's essence of all that you are as a sacred seed, constantly being birthed, constantly being pressing out, and just allowing source, the unconditional surrender and allowance of source. And you're going to be given and gifted and blessed with the all. The ego cannot manage that. I mean, those are the experiences, and it's okay, and there's no judgment. But at some point, the soul will want you to awaken to surrendering completely to spirit, being in complete and absolute surrender to your higher self. You will be guided every moment. There will be no outline. You know, there's no moment for moment, hour by hour agenda or motive. It's living as the seed of source, living as the seed of source. I am pure love, the green light, Father, Mother, let's go. And just allow. I receive, I allow. I'm sacred seed. I bless the all. I bless the all just by being me, just by being me, just by being me. I honor this. I bless it forward. I honor this. And you sit and you soak within the sun and you receive it. You receive it. You receive the nourishment that you need from source. The seed is not always doing, if you will, you know, always moving about in the old minutia of old world energies. It's being the seed, being that essence of allowance, so that you can be ignited through light. You can be ignited through your codes. You can be ignited through your receiving. Can be ignited through that divine feminine of knowing when to act and when to just be still. You know, when to express and when to listen. When to explore and when to just sleep and enjoy a hot bath. That's living in balance. That's creating those seeds and those roots through which our foundations of our collective will be strong and sturdy and ever present in light, in nourishment, in nurturance from within. That oneness with source, that tree of life, that ever being home, that ever being present, that ever being one, that ever being joy, that ever being peace. And why it's had such profound symbolism through our entire collective histories and communities. How do we want our home to feel? Your home is a community. You know, is it being nourished? Is it being valued with integrity and truth? You know, what has been, you know, pushed under the carpet and what needs to come forward for greater truth, greater seeding. If you want, it's always free will. But that's what we're doing with all of our lineage and all of our Akash. Our lineage is now showing us what didn't work. You know, this is why we see what we see, this is why we're awake. We see it's not working. Okay, so how can you sort it out and make a new choice? Because this is where you want to be experientially. You want to feel that unconditional love. You want to feel that unconditional exploration of exploration with who you are with source, nobody else. You and source. Your experience with source, your love with source, your exploration with source, your expression of source will give you and call in anything you need at any time, with any being, with any person, with any experience. And that's that returning home. That returning home is that micro macro of your own home, your collective of friends, and why you're constantly reviewing, does this nourish me? Is this nurturing me? Is this feeding my roots and my seeds as I give, right? It's always that reciprocation. And why so many of us have come from what we've come from, so that we can see, this is where I am, this is what I really want to experience. So I'm moving, ever working the energy, ever shifting my belief systems, ever shifting my presence of my worthiness. Yeah, I'm worthy to have greater seed, I'm worthy to have greater soil, I'm worthy to have that reciprocation and greater energy vibration. I'm calling in that at a vibrational level, at a soul level. This is what I know to be true. This is what I know my higher guidance is guiding me to. And those higher truths and those refinements allow you to sow that sacred seed in those sacred soils from at a soul level, oversoul. You know that you're living through you, because it's a natural, authentic, organic experience. Just like the seed that comes forward. The seed is not being told what to do. The seed knows that it's growing and pressing out, because it's living in that authentic state of oneness with source. That seed doesn't need any other instruction. That's where the ego comes in with us. The ego is instructing every point of the way at what it thinks it needs to stay safe, to move away from those psyche wounds, and just keep running in those same cycles of non-truth, right? And so it's so profound. I'm probably going to create another 10 videos just on these two concepts. All my papers that I've written. I was exploring yesterday, and we have illustrations on I was given a couple months ago on the kingdom of love, and what I was given from that tree of life experience, and how to work within the 3D and 5D experiences. the 3 and 5D with that tree of life. And we have that illustration online. And I also have it on our Facebook page if those of you want to go back through our Facebook, Joanna, Universal Love Life, of allowing yourself to understand that it's a constant homecoming every moment, if you so choose. And what does allow yourself to sit softly, soften. That's the divine feminine, soften. What does home mean for me? Am I feeling at home within who I am? And you'll know right away. You'll have those subtle experiences. Oh, the first thing that comes to mind is the food I ate last night. You know, am I honoring my soil and the nourishment of who I am, the source? That seed of who you are, again, micro, macro, and we can see it from the smallest quantum micro experience of how we're nourished from all codes, from all light, from the fields of the omni-presence. Everything I radiate is love. Everything I radiate is love. Everything I radiate is love. That energy of what your seed is, how you resonate is what you receive, will be fed back in the fields of the omnipresent. It goes far beyond that. We don't have words for what we're saying and seeing. We're just allowing you to feel the threads, the harmonic shang of what this homecoming and the tree of life are representing and being fed within. Because remember, it's a micro macro. It's not just you. It's not just the tree. There's a multidimensional microsystem, macro system that sustain. It depends on your experience. What's your choice, your free will choice? What is it that you resonate at? What resonance do you want to experience? I want to experience pure belonging. I want to experience those that support me and love me and cheer me on, because I know I do that for them. Those are those experiences of you're feeling at home. You know you're at home when you feel unconditionally loved and you're supported. So be it first. Be that vibration first. I support myself. I love myself. I'm going to feed myself better food. I'm going to allow myself to nourish through other relationships that nourish me and cheer me on, and I cheer them on. You know, you're supported and you're aligned in your highest support of that. Knowing that you're worthy of that, you automatically choose from that seed level. That universe starts converging for you and things start flowing for you. That's where you're creating, as the creators told me the other day, you're creating from that universal energy level. You don't have to get anything from outside of you. You create it from within. You are seeding your experience from within. So raise your vibration, and you got that. You got that. You got that. You got that. You're seeding what you experience. You seed what you experience. You seed what you experience. You are the seed. So look within and know that at a collective level, symbolically at a subtle level, we are all reviewing, what does home mean to me? And am I at home with myself? Am I always constantly feeling uncomfortable? Okay, we'll go within and feel why. Well, because I know that my energy body does not feel okay where I am. That was a huge thing for many starseeds, that when their fields start to awake, where do I feel comfortable? This doesn't feel good for me anymore. So start sorting out what feels not comfortable, you know, because this is why you're being urged at a soul level. As your souls and your bodies and your fields awaken, you will be called to different land. You will be called to different tribe, so that your bodies and all that you are is in alignment, and you will feel it. I've done many sacred travels, and I've connected with Gaia on a very intimate level. Those are just some of the gifts that I've been brought with, so I can feel into the vibrational threads of all that we exist within, so I can explain it and teach it and offer it in the ways of the law of one, the law of oneness, and how it affects your soul's journey and who you are as a soul, and what you get to choose your experiential reality to look like. Because remember, your experience is what you're creating as a reality matter, if you will, the matter of who we are, matter of what you see, you think you see. You know, so how can we create really great joy to that, great profound mastery? I'm like, wow, you know, Source gave me that experience. Source, this is why the infinite blessings of Source, the many heavens, many mansions, is all based on our ability to wake up to it and say, wow, I get to create everything. And it's all from within. You don't need anything outside of you to create anything. It's the universal energy that you're creating. So what experience do you want to seed? What reality experience you want to resonate? I want to feel unconditional love. You know, I want to feel unconditional belonging. I want to be able to offer my gifts in a way that is unique to me, and I get to feel that pride and that oneness and that sacredness and that safety within me, and have others feel that same way around me. So those are those things on why you feel what you do, and sorting it out and becoming greater in oneness with who you are at home with you, to feel at home with you, and to know that at a collective level, that's what we're doing. That's why everything is being dismantled and rewritten, because we all know things don't feel comfortable, you know, so sort it out. How can I feel at home with who I am? What does home feel like for me? Well, I want things to feel safe. Okay, so how can I make things feel safe? Well, there's this experience that I'm feeling within myself, and that battle within yourself. Are you accepting and acknowledging who you are as sacred and safe and nourished? Because it will be reflected in those energies and those relationships around you. And it starts with you. I'm nourishing myself, I'm honoring myself, I'm feeding myself better food, I'm listening to affirmations, I'm getting exercise, I'm praying and I'm meditating, I'm being one with Gaia. Those experiences allow you to feel that greater acceptance and oneness and at home with you. That will put that vibration into those relationships, and you have those sacred, clear conversations that this is what I offer you, and I gift you, and I respect it, and I honor it in return. And if you feel like that's a problem and you can't offer that, then perhaps that's where you need to think about where you're coming and what kind of a relationship you want to have with me. Because those are my standards, and those are how I feel and I choose to resonate. And it's those give and take experiences where each person gets to feel out, what do I really want? They get to go away and think about, what do I want at a soul level? How do I want to feel? What am I ready to give? What am I ready to look within myself and say, well, maybe that's not what I want. Maybe I want this. I've been fighting with myself too. Thanks for bringing it up to me. Great. Honor it. You know, seek it out, look it out. I mean, you're here to explore and express. That's the sovereignty. We're releasing all old paradigms of what our roles, our definitions, the ideologies and expectations we thought relationships had to look like and be like and feel like. We're all individual seeds of source, and we're meant to express and explore in unique ways. But first it begins with feeling at home and at one with who you are, nourishing yourself, you know, watering yourself, nurturing yourself, allowing yourself to get the sun and the love and the nurturance that you need from within and from without. And it's a sacred mastery experience. And so that's our experience of what our potentiality is. And so just be at home with it, and feel at home with it, and feel into the source oneness with you, the source experience with you, the source benevolent joy with you. So just allow that for yourself, and know that you're infinite in your expression of growth. You're infinite with your expression of oneness. And so honor it. You're a seed of cosmic vastness. And just know that at any moment is just this now moment, and you get to choose, what's my next experience? What's my next experience that I want to feel into and be? It always begins now, but that's why we have the reality experience that we do, the physical reality experience that we do. So we get to choose, well, that didn't work for me. This is what I really want to experience. So you have that time-space experience, if you will, to realign, to recalibrate, and say, this is what I really want. And that's the joy of what we're living in, this fourth dimensional experience. This fourth dimensional experience gives us that time-space experience to say, this is what I really want. Because when it comes 5D, it's all now. So anything that's out of alignment will become your reality. So this is this 4D blessing that we've all been given to reset. And we've done it at a collective level to say, how can I really release what no longer serves me in every way? Physical, mental, emotional, etheric, so that I can truly seed into something new that really has a lasting foundation. At soul level, that's why we all came. We came to garner this energy, seed Gaia at a collective level, and bring her home into the collective tree of life. Micro, macro, we're all threading timelines into a greater, higher, dense, releasing the density into etheric energies of these soils of the heavens, the constant many heavens. Thank you, Source Creator. So they're just showing me the etheric garden. And so just understand there's always those beautiful blessings. So we thank you, dear lighted ones, and we're going to make more videos on the mental body and clearing out those limitations, so that you can seed your way into these beautiful new experiences, releasing the outdated belief systems and the core beliefs that we've held at a mental level, and flowing in within that beautiful seed of who you are and that seed of source of who you are and the soul of all that you are, to bless something new, into the constant unconditional homecoming of pure unconditional love and joy and bliss and ecstasy. Thank you, dear lighted ones. Bye.